Good evening, we're the Group 1 of a news article review and we will bring you live 5 minutes blazing news and updates.
5 minutes of breaking news and updates.
Definition of the social issue in the Philippines. What will it be?
Commission of Higher Education online classes on college students, will it be their new normal?
Young students of the Lyceum University Philippines Cavite stated their insights about the CHEDS issue.
And finally, awaited suggestions to eradicate this issue. Are these essential?
Stating the updates about the defining of the social issues of the higher education level, here's Mr. Cabaral reporting.
Commission on Higher Education Chairman J. Prosper Daver III said that at this point the implementation of flexible learning will be the norm and the traditional and full-pack face-to-face classes will be no more in a webinar entitled Educating Our Children in the New Normal last Friday, 21st of May. Devera explained that CHED has adopted a policy that flexible learning will continue into school years 2021 and after, and cited several reasons for such a move. These reasons revolve around providing a more flexible process in giving education and progressing as a country in the new normal within the education sector. He added that going back to the previous system of learning will, end quote, have wasted all the investments in technology, in teacher training, and in retrofitting of our facilities, end quote. On May 24, Chairman De Vera comes to clarify some of the points he made the previous days due to receiving backlash on previous statements, telling flexible learning will be the most ideal. He clarifies that face-to-face chances is still a possibility, however, it is circumstantial to the chance of it. Quote, eventually, if we achieve herd immunity, vaccinated in 70%, then we will allow schools to slowly bring back the students, but it will not be anymore in the old traditional type. That is what I meant. End quote. CHED's further statements towards this backlash is that criticism they are receiving are not helping anyone and, quote, you're not doing anyone a favor, end quote. He goes on to tell that these criticisms guide no one as they are not proposing an alternative. Quote, it's very easy to criticize. I myself can criticize the critics of the government if I want to. I can call them irresponsible, but what is the option? End quote. From the chairman of Commission of Higher Education, J. Prosper De Vera III. This is Clarence Anglin reporting. Back to you, Jolene.
May 24, 2021, the Commission of the Higher Education declared that flexible learning should continue on school year 2021 and thenceforth. Because of this, teachers and youth groups started to create a powerful impact of criticism as it ironically trashed the face-to-face classes at the college level. National Union of the Students of the Philippines banged the CHED's policy for continuing this flexible learning to the future that can worsen the teachers and students' situation under the new setup. According to NUSB President Juntilla, it would also jeopardize the quality of education that is the students' right. The leaders and learners used a social media platform to appeal their disapproval against the new policy, as the Cabatana Party List representative Sarah Jane Ilago called it gross negligence of duty to the education sector. As the two speakers of the student, they addressed that not all the students and teachers who are compliant with the flexible learning have adjusted to the new setup, which is not still flexible. They plead CHED to listen to the students and other sectors in the education to take action about their appeals. Lastly, NUSP President said that face-to-face classes remain to be the most inclusive and accessible option for education. For the opinions of the senior high school student, here is Mr. Cabanata to report.
Online classes are implemented due to the threat that this pandemic is carrying for us. But can this possible, permanent new normal be helpful for us students when the 70% of population here in the Philippines is already vaccinated? As a Lyceum senior high school student here in Cavite, we have experienced different kind of hardships adjusting to this new normal that we practice due to pandemic. But this new normal is affecting every student, not just financially, also the quality of the education that our school is providing us. There are some strands and courses that requires visual learning and can easily be learned when we have experienced it ourselves. But with online class, this good quality education can be limited. The grading system will base on essays and video performances. The class will easily be dismissed with just a simple reason of having a slow internet. As a student, We have concluded that with a vaccine, the danger of this pandemic will be lessened and will be enough reason to expect face-to-face classes next school year.
The suggestion and recommendation of the students regarding the Commission of Higher Education issue prevailed the government to focus on providing vaccine to everyone and try to minimize the cases of COVID-19 in our country. In that case, flexible learning will not be the norm of our education. According to one of the speakers, this setup is more likely an education for riches that can comfortably provide materials. The privileged people are the ones who can keep up with this matter. The student come up with the idea that CHED should give attention to the teachers and students who lack necessities in education. Before making a solution to the current issue, learners asserted that they should understand the situation of the student and teachers that are affected by the policy. CHED should also listen to the criticisms that are given to them. They are the ones who need to adjust and not the people who are affected by the implemented policy. Instead of saying that their criticism is not helping anyone, they need to assess their newly implemented policy and find the reason why people are furious about it.
And that's been 5 minutes of blazing news and updates, brought to you by Group 1. I'm Cabaral with my group members, Adrian Amoguis, Gabriel Cabatana, Julin Trinidad, and Juntilla. This has been the news, and thank you for watching.